Packing, schedule disruptions, chaos, a new environment. Moving can be incredibly tough on pets, but it doesn't have to be. Welcome to BMC. I'm Dr. M. In this video, I'll share my top 10 tips to keep your pets as safe, calm, and stress-free as is possible during any move. Join me, you'll learn something today. The first step when you know a move is upcoming is to visit your veterinarian. This is because a general checkup to confirm that your pet is currently healthy is necessary. You will also need to stock up on any flea and tick prevention, any heartworm prevention, or anything else you might need. Some additional vaccinations may also be appropriate depending on where you're moving to. You should also get Serenia for motion sickness if needed, and or any medications needed to reduce situational stress from your veterinarian. Most commonly, this means medications like trazodone and gabapentin, but sometimes we may add in others to those too. Second, you should be working far in advance on getting your pet comfortable with their crate or carrier. This is something that should be left in your pet's environment 24/7 so that it doesn't become a predictor of a stressful event. But if you haven't already worked with a skilled, strictly positive reinforcement trainer on how to teach your animal to spend relaxed time in their carrier, then you need to be working on that immediately. The more time you have to teach your pet this skill, the better. 3. Be as organized as possible and plan in advance. You should figure out which bedding your pet will need access to, and it's a good idea to put things like leashes, medications, collars, coats, anything that your pet might need immediately before, during, or after your move into one location or one bag or one box so that if you ever do need something for your animal, you know exactly where to go to get it. 4. You need to stick to your pet's routine as much as is humanly possible. Our dogs, and especially our cats, tend to be very schedule oriented, and disruptions in their routine make things much harder for them. When they know when to expect their Sniffari style walks, when they know when to expect their food puzzles, when they know when to expect playtime, training time, all of the above, it makes their lives far less stressful. Offering them predictability and stability will help to reduce their stress a lot. 5. You need to create a safe space or a safe room that your pet can be in while you're doing all of the packing and moving items out of your place. In this safe space, you should have any bedding they need, vertical enrichment for your cat. That means give them a space that's high up off the ground where they feel more safe, where they can rest, have their food puzzles in there, have water sources in there, have toys in there. You can also use pheromones like Adaptil or Feel Away. The research on these aren't great, but some pets may respond to it and find them helpful. And it can also be helpful to play calming music. If you go on YouTube and search Relax My Cat or Relax My Dog, there are channels with literally hours of relaxing music for your pets. This will help to cover any odd, weird noises that you might be making in the rest of your home while your pet is in their safe space. This also prevents animals from darting out open doors, or if you're having help with moving items people might not be aware of or remember that you have pets. The last thing we want is for a pet to get out of your home or to get stepped on or to have something dropped on them. Having them in a safe room will reduce their stress and help keep them safe during all of the hectic chaos that moving often is. Before you close your pet into their safe space, it will be necessary that you first meet all of their mental and physical enrichment needs. I have previous videos that discuss enrichment basics for cats and dogs. If you've missed those, I'll make sure to link them in the description for you. on the actual day of the move, give your pet their medications at the prescribed time before they would start to travel. Generally, this is 2 hours before you start to travel. Then you need to enclose them into their safe room and keep that room intact until the very last thing. So you move everything else out of your home, then put your animal into their carrier and into your vehicle, then empty their room and start your travel. 7. Depending on how long your trip is, you may need to research pet-friendly stops along the way, whether that's a space for your dog or cat to have a brief time outdoors to stretch their legs, or you may need a pet-friendly hotel or Airbnb, etc. to spend a night in. You should also look up emergency clinics along the way and in your new location so that should something happen, you know exactly where to go. 8. Make sure that you are transporting them safely. I have covered this in a previous video. Most people do not transport their pets in a safe manner, and you need to be using either a crash-tested kennel or a crash-tested harness, and never ever have your pets in the front seat as the airbag deploying can be very dangerous to them. I will link my previous video on safe travel in the description for you. 9. When you get to your new home, you are going to first and foremost figure out a safe space for your pet and set their safe space up again in a similar manner as is possible to your previous home. Having known familiar, safe things in this space and having it smell like them will make this less stressful for them. Then you bring your pet into their safe space and you can open their kennel. They don't have to come out, but give them the option of exploring their new safe space. You can play the relaxing music again to help cover any weird or scary noises and allow your pet to remain in their safe room while you bring all the rest of your belongings in and do any unpacking. 10. It is absolutely crucial that you introduce the new home to your pet gradually. Now, some pets will be able to handle more space at a time than others. Often with cats, this means introducing one room of the new home at a time while always allowing them access to their safe room. Some dogs may be fine exploring the entire home in one go after you let them out of their safe room, but others might not. So you will need to judge this for your pet and do that introduction to the new space as slowly as they need to remain under the threshold of stress that they can tolerate. This slow introduction also applies to the outdoors. Your dog is going to be going to all brand new walking spaces. If your cat enjoys walks outside, it will also be an entirely new environment to them. So slow and steady wins the race here, and remember to make any of these introductions as gradually as you can for your pet. As some last notes, setting up a relationship with your new GP vet clinic should be a priority. Also, do not forget to change microchip contact information as well as any ID tags that might be on harnesses your pets wear. Updating your contact information is key, and so many people forget to do it, especially for any microchips that their animals have. And lastly, remember to be patient. There are going to be animals that will need medication to reduce their stress for more than just the day of travel. Your animal may need these medications for a few days before, when the kind of chaos of the most of the packing occurs, the day of travel, and they may need these medications for a number of days after you get to your new home as well. That's perfectly normal and okay, and just communicate with your veterinarian about what your individual pet may need. For example, my dog tends to not need medications for stress, but for longer trips, she does benefit from Serenia for motion sickness. My cat, however, needs medications for stress and for motion sickness. He also ends up needing medication for a number of days after a move because he finds these changes very stressful, and this is common. Support your animals however they end up needing, and it will reduce the stress of everybody in your household. Thank you so very much for joining me today and taking your pet's health and safety so seriously. I do put up a new video most Fridays, and if you missed the video on how to safely, properly transport animals in your vehicle, I'll link it here for you, as that's an absolute key component of any move. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you here again next Friday. Bye. Most people do not transport their pets in a safe manner.